I don't know. Good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon. My first podcast of the day. I tell you what. Um, I was speaking to Wendy just now and saying that I put people first. Then I was saying to myself, hmm, she is right, really. Wendy is right. I should put myself first instead. That is totally right. So when I come up here, I'm gonna have a shave, sort myself out, and yes, um, hmm,
So
good idea.
important. It's so important, isn't it? It is important because people say it's selfish, but it's not selfish. There's a difference between selfish and self care. Selfish would be, Steve, if you took the last slice of chocolate cake that was saved for your wife and you ate it and she didn't have a slice of chocolate cake. That's selfish. But
Oh yeah,
self care is about being sure that we are in a good place, that we do take care of our well being in every kind of way. Because if we don't, we can't be there for others. It's impossible.
I
And
know,
I
I know.
like the analogy of if you fly on a plane, they tell you to put the oxygen mask on yourself first. Why do you think that might be?
So, but you're breathing it out. You're breathing. You get used to it.
But if you put it on yourself first before anybody else, why is that?
Don't know. You tell me.
Well, if you didn't put it on yourself first, you'd be dead. You wouldn't be able to help anyone else. You wouldn't have any oxygen.
Oh yeah, of course. Sorry. Yeah,
I
yeah.
know you were nearly dozing before we started because you admitted that to me.
Oh yeah, I was dozing. I had a weekend of Yes. So anyway, guys, um, there you go. I'll tell you what, guys. Before I start with Wendy, let me tell you something. What's been going on here? I run a I run a fantastic stroke club here in Devon. Fantastic, and it's really good. But lately, last week we had someone pass away. He
Oh,
used to be the old chairman. He's 88. I took over in February last year, and he died last week. So that hit me. Then this morning, a lady from the stroke club again, she passed away.
oh.
So I was up early around about 6:30, kind of sorting things out for that. And I'm thinking, then all of a sudden, I had to sort out all the conference, and I'm worried about that because I'm looking for more speakers and things like that. Then next minute, I started falling asleep, and I'm thinking, well, and I've got around about 8 podcasts to do today, and there you go. And anyway, guys, I've got a beautiful Wendy here. Hello, Wendy.
Hi, Steve. Hi, everyone.
So, What are you? You said that you wanted to talk about a certain topic. What was it?
It's about our relationships don't define us.
Ooh, right, okay.
Hmm. I think about so many people that they talk about their partners, their my other half, my better half, um, and they it's though that person they're not a whole person, that their partner makes them a whole person, and sometimes it's said jokingly, but I think there are other times when people do feel that their relationship or their partner makes them whole, and I really feel that's quite it's not really true, is it? Because if we're looking to somebody else to complete us, what does that say about us as people? That we're not whole,
Yeah,
that we're not okay as we are, that we're not good enough. Um, and I think I see relationships as working on ourselves so that we feel the best we can be, but a partner in a relationship is an added bonus. It's almost like the icing on the top of a cake.
yeah, yeah.
Because if we
You're totally
just
right. You're totally right. Yeah,
And why I find it so distressing is that when I work with people and maybe they've been dumped and they feel, or they can't get a girlfriend or a boyfriend, they go on some of these apps or they try and meet someone and they find that it's not happening, or the person just walks away, or they don't keep in contact with them, and they feel there's something wrong with me, that there must be, I can't be good enough. um, and that's really sad because it's not true. And I think, yeah, there could be a million reasons why that person dumped you. As they often say, it's me, not you. But they don't ever talk about why it's me, what it is that I'm not getting, my needs aren't being met in the relationship. But what's also sad is that if someone does leave a relationship, instead of working on the relationship and saying, I'm not happy, are you happy? What's going on here? Let's try and make it better. They wait until they're really fed up, and either they just walk away or they find someone else and they say it's me, not you. And
Mm.
that doesn't give a real answer. Oh, it's a coward's way out. They may feel they don't know what it is. But if you don't find out what it is, then you're going to keep doing the same thing over and over again. Something doesn't feel right, so I'll walk away.
Yeah,
Instead of, something doesn't feel right, I'm feeling attracted to somebody else. I don't have to take that step. I don't have to walk away. I need to find out what it is that isn't meeting my needs in the relationship.
yeah, yeah. And the trouble is, when you're in a relationship for a long time, say, it can be difficult to imagine what life would be like if you weren't together.
Yeah, can be. Yeah. But then I think it depends what you want in a relationship. People can't go into relationships for all kinds of reasons. But if you just focus on the relationship and you feel that's all you've got, you don't have any other interests, you don't have any hobbies, you don't have any other friendships, you don't have any other activities, then all your focus is on that, and that makes you feel, well, that's all I've got in my relationship.
Yeah. Trouble is, so with any sort of relationship, it's like it's a kind of like growing another head, and it is so,
Is
isn't
it?
it?
Is it?
Of
Oh,
course
what do
it
you mean
is.
by that? Growing
Well,
another head.
it's like um, couples, you know, couples just share everything, and in that regard, relationships are kind of like growing another head. However, it's important to remember that you aren't your relationship, and it doesn't define you, no matter how much you might think it does. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think sometimes relationships, people do feel that that is me, that's what makes me. And they just see the relationship or their partner as just being that whole part of their lives. But we're multifaceted, we've got so many different facets to us anyway. And if we just focus on the relationship and believe that's all we've got, it can be very claustrophobic. And then when it's not there, I mean, not saying that if you don't lose someone in whatever way, it's not sad, but there should be enough about us that we don't say, well, that's what made me who I am.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. The trouble is, so we all had lives before relationships, didn't we? We all
Yeah,
had. So, you know, so it's like anything. Before we were dating, we did things on our own.
yeah.
So, what does it matter?
But then I see that people give up so much when they're in relationships for their partners. They give up their friends, they give up their hobbies, they give up so much, which is wrong. I mean, you need all of those other things. A relationship is, some people look to relationship, they partner to meet all their needs. Well, you can't. It takes a community to meet all our needs, because One person just can't do it all for us. It's impossible.
Well, all I can say is that, we have, all of us have our own unique interest. So we're all different,
Yeah.
right? And the trouble is, we're all different. And sometimes, we're so fascinated about the person that we begin to fall in love with somebody, or that we are in love with somebody, that friends, family, and everybody else comes second. And
Well, that's true, and they should come. They should come. We should come first. The relationship's next, and then everyone else behind that. And
yeah,
children have to come behind the relationship because we parent our
really,
children.
did you
Yeah.
say that? Really, really, did you say that?
Well, yes, I do. I do believe it. I know it becomes very complicated when they're blended families, but let's face it, you got together to be with that person.
Right,
You fell in love with that person, and together you decided to have children. So you parent them together as a partnership.
right.
Your children one day will fly away, they'll fly the nest because that's how it is. And if you have not invested in your relationship and put that before your children, I'm not saying you don't care about them, but you really have to invest in your relationship because once the children have gone, then what have you got left unless you invest in your relationship
Mm,
and give it
yeah,
attention?
yeah,
So
yeah,
that's why I know often people go, oh no, my children come first. But then what happens to your partner? Their spare part? Do they
yeah.
not matter anymore? And quite often that happens. And then what does that make the guy? A sperm donor? What does it make the woman? Well, yeah, exactly. Don't need you anymore. What does it make their wife? Does that make, oh, you're just a baby maker? Unless you actually invest in your relationship. You love each other. You got together to be together. So yeah, you've got to spend time with them.
Oh. So anyway,
I could hear that made you feel a little bit uncomfortable there, Steve.
well, no, no, it's not comfortable. You just caught me off guard because I thought you want the straight thinking person who I been used to having on here, and you just shocked me. So yes, um, but the trouble is, so you can say that men are all sperm donors, but
Well,
at the
they're
end of the day,
not. They're
no,
not.
they're not.
Exactly
No,
not. And that's what
no.
I mean. Does that delegate, does that relegate them to that sense of feeling that, well, what's my purpose in the relationship if you're not going to bother with me afterwards?
The trouble is, so when we're in a relationship and when we have children, do you find that the man, husband, boyfriend, whatever, skivvy, say, whatever, that what happens is they are put to one side. We are
And
put to one
yeah,
side.
yeah, exactly that. That's the point I'm making. Because that's will make you feel that way. You're not important. Is that all you wanted me for? To make babies? Is that all you want me for? It makes a man feel really denigrated, I think.
Yeah, but the trouble is, see, women say, they get all the kind of like all the bad stuff, but it's wool me, innit? Um, oh, this ain't one with me today, Um, but the trouble is, though, what you've got to realize is in any relationship, every one of us is different,
Yeah,
right? And if we don't, and the trouble is, we got feelings.
yeah.
So, especially as men, if we cry more than women. Do you know that?
I'm a little surprised I have a lot of men crying when I talk to them.
Yeah,
A lot
we
of a
cry
lot of my clients cry.
we cry over women quite a bit. I know that, and we say, she's left me, But what I got used to that now is what I say to people: if a woman leaves you, have a party. You know what I mean?
Really?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. If I was a cancer, I'd just say, if I was doing your job, I'll go, look, don't worry about it. You're still young. Someone will come along, go out and have a party.
Okay, I hear what you're saying, and I'll come on to that in a minute. However, it's not my job to tell anyone what to do. A counsellor does not advise people.
Right,
Absolutely not. No, that's not what we do. We don't tell people what to do. It's their lives and it's for them to decide what they want. So it's about a counsellor is there to listen and be supportive, challenge thought processes, but I never ever tell someone what you should be doing. I might make it in a softer way to what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. In fact, I will go on to cheating because it's the same kind of thing. Yeah,
right,
because
okay.
I
Here we
recently
go.
I'm recently talking to a couple and he had cheated on her. Well, the immediate thing that happens is, of course, we feel there's something wrong with me. That's what I'm saying about the relationship defining us. There's something wrong with me. I'm obviously not good enough. And then they've spent a lot of time, and this isn't unusual, they spend a lot of time going through what was happening at the time you were cheating with me. They'll check their diaries, they'll check their partner's phone log, they'll check their bank statements, their credit cards. They'll go through it and almost they need to know in every single detail, but they feel there's something wrong with me that you have done that. And
Right,
that's sad, isn't it? Because if you are saying there's something wrong with me and that's why you cheated, actually it isn't. It's not right because there's so much more. We've all got friends, family, colleagues at work, whoever, that will be part of our lives and accept us for who we are. So it doesn't mean we're not lovable. It just means the other person has done something that isn't, no, it's not nice at all. To cheat
right.
on somebody isn't.
Okay, okay. Hang on for a second. So, um, when so if someone come up to you
Hmm.
and you've been hurt from relationships, right? Say me, right? I will actually admit, right? I've been hurt in
Mm.
relationships, right? And I've been afraid sometimes to go into another one because that partner might hurt me, right?
Yeah.
So what I did with my wife is this: that I know what everybody's going to say now. They're going to say, "Oh, Steve, but why did you do it? Why did you do it?" But I got um, a private a private investigator onto my wife,
Okay.
right? I'll tell you why. Because I heard a lot of rumors going around, people, friends of hers, and lot, and everything, that she was going around um, kind of like cheating on me with her ex partner, right?
Okay.
Right. So, yeah, cheating with me for the ex partner. Right now, what would you say if your partner got a private investigator on you?
On me,
Yeah.
well, if I wasn't cheating, I'd have nothing to hide.
Right.
So why would it bother me? If I was cheating, then I would have to. I mean, I've got to be. I, yeah. I mean, people do, and I'm not here to kind of cast judgment on anybody because, yeah, we're all human. We all make mistakes, and
Yeah.
there are times when people make mistakes. Maybe their heads are turned, and instead of just looking in the shop window, they'll actually go inside and try the goods,
Mm.
and they're not goods that they're entitled to. In all honesty, um, but it happens. But I think it is a tough one because the person who's cheated, they want to move on. They say, oh, let's get over it, let's move forward, but they're not acknowledging how the person has been cheated on, which is what I'm saying. How they're feeling is
Mm.
that they feel there's something wrong with them, and they'll kind of yeah, they'll beat themselves up about it. Why did you do that? What's gone on? And they'll want to know the minutiae of what's happened, which isn't really very healthy because you're just causing yourself more pain when you try and do that.
Yeah, yeah,
And yeah, okay, that is because that's what happens, and you can't get over that heartbreak easily. But I think you need to look to your friend at a time like that. Go to your friends and family, seek them out. And you said have a party. Well, I'm not actually saying have a party. I'm saying go out with your friends to get the reassurance that you're okay. You're an okay person. Go out with your friends, have a meal, have a coffee, whatever, because that will reassure you that it's not you. That there's nothing wrong with you. There's something wrong with the relationship, and maybe the other person is a bleep bleep, whatever. Um, but I think really, yeah, that's why I'm saying it doesn't define us because if we believe we are the only thing, if that is all that defines us, so then we that's sad because we're more than that. We're we could be a mother, we could be a sister, we could be a daughter, a son, we could be a friend, we could be very good at our job, we could be a million different things, we could be so many different things. That's why I'm saying it doesn't define us. And although if something goes wrong it is heartbreaking, equally you have to remind ourselves that that's not the only thing that defines us.
yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. It's. I was just kind of like, I was just saying, I'm just being honest. Now, the trouble is with any relationship, in any relationship, both, the couple needs to work things out. So when they come to you, how many people, when they come to you and try to get help, actually admit they are having an affair?
Quite often they'll come for that very reason that one of them has had an affair, one of them has cheated, and that is what has causing them distress. It could be the thing that is, yeah, maybe that's the reason they've come.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. So, comments. Right here we go. We got some comments. Um, Steve, would it be possible if you could tell me? Can you give me some advice? No, I cannot give you no one any advice. I'm not. Um, well, I'm not. No, I'm not up for it. No, I don't. I think at the end of the day, relationships are hard enough, isn't they? And I think the trouble is when you get into a relationship with each other, I think we need to kind of what we do in my house. We turn the TV off. We turn every technology off, and we will sit there and talk about it
Yeah.
until it's sorted out. This is how we work, me and Michelle. But there's other people who think, oh well, I'll talk about it in the morning and all that. And the trouble is, that's okay. But what you're doing to the other person is that this person might be up all night worrying about something, and really it needs to be kind of like sorted out and everything. Do you agree, Wendy?
Um, I think sometimes the thing is, you said earlier, we're all different.
Yeah.
Some people want it sorted out that minute, and maybe the other partner needs to kind of take a step back and think about it. They can't talk about it because it's too difficult. Now you
Yeah.
have to put that on the table straight away and say, look, I know you want to talk about it, but I'm not in a place to be able to talk about it without the emotions attached to it.
Mhm.
I get sometimes you'll get one person saying, I want to talk it out, and I've got to sort it out now, and you've got to talk about it now, and I want it sorted out. And the other person is pulling back and going, I can't, I feel cornered. And then you're not going to get a resolution.
But
So,
when they say that they're cornered, is that just
yeah.
is that a complete cop out?
No, I don't think it always is. If you feel trapped in a corner, if somebody's pushing you and pushing you and pushing you physically, and you're trapped in a corner, how could you actually be reasonable? How could you respond to someone without all the emotions attached? You're not going to be able to.
Right.
And I think if the person is going at you, you know that they're not in a calm place to be able to talk it out as adults, as reasonably, because they're coming from a place you've got to sort. You're not talking to me. And it feels like being bullied. So I
Yeah.
think as long as you talk about it, say, look, I know you're upset, and I think, oh, let's talk about it in the morning. But I think you've got to lay the ground rules out at the beginning. I'm one of these people that I want to get it sorted out straight away. Oh no, I'm one of those people that needs to go away and lick their wounds a little, calm down, and then address it. And once you know that and you set the ground rules out, you're in a much better place if you have a disagreement to be able to sort it out in a way that suits both people.
So Wendy, what are you like when you had relationships and you wanted to sort something out? Did you leave it for the following day, or you wanted to sort it out there and then?
I think I needed time, just need to step back a little bit and just because I would feel so, it's that fight or flight response. We either, it will trigger something within us. Either we lash out or feel frightened and pull away, or we might even just we might just freeze and we just immobilized and can't think clearly. I think if it's an argument like that, if I feel under stress, then I'm more likely to I need to pull away a little bit and think about this. I'm feeling threatened. And so I'd need time to be able to calm myself before I could talk about it reasonably.
Yeah, brilliant. And can you can you give everybody who's listening some advice? If what they need to do?
I think it is in a relationship. I think yes, if you've got in a disagreement, I think it is set the ground rules first of all. Just to be curious about each other. What happens when you have an argument? And it's often what we've learned in our family of origin. So if you come from a family where everybody shouts the odds and screams at each other, that will likely be your way. If you're in a came from a family where no one ever talked about things, you're probably going to be that way. And it is just being curious. But some people hate arguments. Some people don't like going there. Some people love arguments and they'll scream and shout, but it means nothing. I think it is just getting to know each other, getting to know yourself, getting to know each other, and talking about it not in the middle of an argument. You're like this and screaming at the other person. Just actually saying, okay, that's how you react when we have a disagreement. I just want to know more about you. Not just, people just get stuck on the fluffy stuff, don't they?
Yeah,
Oh, you're pretty, you look good. It's all that kind of thing. And instead, they're not really thinking about really how the person is.
brilliant. Thank you, Wendy.
Make help? That's it.
Brilliant. There you go. That was Wendy Capewell. And I tell you what, I love it when she comes on because Wendy always says as it is. She don't beat around the bush. And I think what you need to do if you're listening or watching later on, you need to, and if you're going through a relationship, you know, give her a call, contact her, or, and she might be able to help you and things like that, and yeah, she's very wise person indeed. Okay, so if you want to listen to this will be on the radio channel around about an hour's time. You can listen to it all again. And thank you very much for joining me, Wendy. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Steve.
Uh,
Take care.
thank
Bye.
you. Bye.